Can I get a hi yeah?
Can't explain it.
What's goody, y'all? It's your boy. I'm back. I gotta apologize. I think the lighting's kind of messed up. I also went to a pool like 2 weeks ago and I look amazing. So I might look dark, but it's really I'm tan, Spanish things, or I didn't know how to set up the lighting right. I don't know how, but we're here. So today I was in the living room doing what I normally do, reading my Bible, hallelujah. And while I was reading, I was like, oh my God, I need to talk about this. This is real. So I ran to my room, set up my tripod, and then I came over here and I'm on here, hi. And I'm going to talk about what I just read because I feel like it's really important. And like if I don't talk about it, like I'm gonna get slapped by God. And I need to share this with a lot of people, so enjoy. So what I read went a little something like this. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with the power through his spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all of the Lord's holiest people, to grasp how wide and long and how high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. And while I was reading this, I was like, what's the fullness of God? And how all of that related to my generation, or to at least to the people that I know that are going through this. And a lot of y'all are empty. Empty? Yes, empty. All jokes aside, let's be honest with each other. But a lot of people in our generation, and I say our generation because mostly people around their 20s and around my age are going through this, especially with Corona and all of this. We feel empty. We feel like there's nothing there. There's like a void. There's like a space that needs to be filled. And when I read this, I was like, fullness of God, but I quite didn't understand what that really meant, because fullness of God can really mean anything. And depending who you are, what you believe, or what you understand of the word, fullness of God means really different things. But I'm not here to preach to a church. I'm not here to preach to a congregation. I'm here to talk to y'all because y'all going through it just the same I am. See, when I talk about emptiness, I'm not really talking about like you being lazy, you're not fulfilling your lifelong dream, you're not reaching your goal. I'm not talking about your lack of purpose. I'm not talking about your lack of work. I'm not talking about being stuck in life. That's not the type of fullness I really think that we're looking for. A lot of people in our generation go through this emotional numbness, this inner emptiness, and they can function properly, so capable. They can go hang out with people, they can go to events, they can go to parties, they can go outside and enjoy the environment, they can work, and they can do a lot of these things. It doesn't disable them from it. The reality of the fact is that a lot of these people inside are pushing away other people, that they can be in an environment where they are interacting with other people, but their emotional state is not connecting with other people or creating that bond that they need to. A lot of people are hanging out with you, are going out, are going to events, and the next thing you know, when they go back home, they're sad and depressed because they haven't formed that bond with you. And it's not really your fault, but their own insecurities. See, the thing is that even though most of our friends are socially and physically active, mentally and spiritually, they themselves are inactive emotionally. And I know this can be jarring for a lot of people to understand, because how can you be physically active? How can you be socially active but not form a bond? But a lot of us do it. A lot of us live in a culture where we understand that it's better to portray an outside exterior than to reveal our inner emotions to others. And this is all because of past trauma we all have been through. You can call me a liar, but I'm pretty sure we all have been betrayed emotionally. Whether through our friends, our families, our co-workers, personal relationship with loved ones, we all face a betrayal. We all went through a situation in our life where we thought were people who were meant to be there for us ended up destroying our relationship and creating a rift. We have become so hard that we have created walls around us. Yeah, a lot of our generation has learned to blame themselves for the separation or the end of their past friendships or relationships. They make themselves the cause, they make themselves the problem. And when you make yourself the fault, not realizing that the other person is also at fault at ending the relationship or the friendship, you end up creating a place of self-hate where you find yourself unworthy of being a friend, unworthy of creating bonds with others, and you find yourself to have no value in any form of relationships that you try to form. Every time you see a new coworker, every time you want to form a relationship with someone, every time you want to be friends with someone, you're friendly, you're nice, but you're never there emotionally invested. And you create a surreal world, a world that is so fake that you think everybody's out to get you. And at the same time, you think you're not valuable for no one. That when you see other people with genuine and unique and beautiful relationships, you feel that your life is passing by you and you feel stuck. This channel, when we talk about change, as much as we want like real world change, let's talk about emotional change. Let's talk about personal change. Let's talk about growth. And you're never going to make it in life. You're never going to go beyond where you are if you still see yourself as the blame. You keep shaming yourself when at the end of the day, you're not the only one at fault. You have to understand and recognize your inner being. The inner being is where your mind roams free. It's where you get to see and view the world the way you originally see it. And the thing is, your inner being can either be balanced or it can just be toxic. A toxic inner being is someone who really sees themselves as the most negative thing and believe they're the reason and the cause of all things bad in their life. When you have a toxic inner being, most likely you end up producing and creating the emptiness that you are feeling. So in this video, we're going to talk about detoxing your inner being. 1. You have to be able to release self-blame and shame. You're not the reasons why your friends ended the relationship. Nothing you did caused it to be bad. You have to understand that a lot of people in your life are not going to like you. They may start off your friends, they may start off as wonderfuls. You may even consider them family. But life moves on and people change. And not everyone you start with, you're going to end with. And the sad thing about it is that most of the times you think, oh my God, what I did wrong? What could I do? What was the problem? And you go through your relationships, co-workers, you go through your friends, and you go your life blaming yourself for the cause of it. But you're not the cause. You're not the issue. The thing is, people can't handle you. And they were not meant to be in your life. Life will teach you that people come for a season. They're temporary. Please look at yourself and think how awesome you are. And think about the people who fuck with you really heavy. Like those people in your life, why haven't they left? And you do have at least one person that fucks with you heavy. And if you don't, trust me, you will. Because each person has their group. Each person has their connection. Each person has someone they are ride or die for. Those people were not meant to be in your life. So fuck them. 2. Learn how to say my favorite word. No. If you're not comfortable with a situation, if you're not okay, express that. Voice out your true feelings. Stop bottling in all your emotions. If you feel sad, if you feel like you need to cry, if you feel like you need to talk about it with the people around you. Express and voice out your feelings. Express how you feel. Express what's going through in your heart and mind. Because when you bottle it all inside, and when you're by yourself in the middle of the night and you start crying and you really feel alone because no one is there for you, that only happened because you were not willing to open yourself to the people who care for you. And you do have at least 1 or 2 people in your life who are there waiting for you to open up and let them in your life. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All this time you have been blaming yourself, you've been bottling up all your emotions, and you created a wall where you keep people out. Understand what are the habits and the routines that you do that don't allow you to emotionally bond with someone. Recognize them. Understand and analyze what are the tactics that you use and the traditions that you do to push people away. Recognize it and cut it off. Stop doing it. Open yourself up a little more. Give yourself the freedom to feel and connect with another person. Don't distance yourself. People are hanging out with you. People are inviting you. People are welcoming you to a situation, not because it's their burden to or it's their duty to, but because they generally want you. So stop distancing yourself from others. If someone texts you, let's go to the movies, go to the movies. If someone says come over, go over. Allow yourself to go find and create the bonds you want. 4. You'd be surprised how much energy it takes to separate yourself from the negative thoughts and the negative emotions and take all of that and push it into a positive outlook. Allow yourself to explore and enjoy life. You are worthy. You are valuable enough. You are worth the ability to live life. And if either through therapy, prayer, fasting, or just simply going through your emotions, you have to find out who you really are and balance yourself out to a nice, well-balanced inner being. Because life is short. Life goes away like this. And you want to enjoy the riches of life. Life may be hard. But guess what? Life is rough. Bad things do happen. Friendship, people all leave. At the same time you're ending one chapter, there's a new chapter coming. And you have to be willing to adapt and change for the new chapter and receive with open arms whatever your next chapter of your life has for you. Please, open up. Stop blaming yourself. Stop creating that emptiness. And allow yourself to receive the fullness of God and live life. The moment you make the active decision of you willing to change and willing to move forward and to accept other people in your life, then you will receive the fullness of what God has to offer, the fullness of what life has to offer. Please make a change, and I'll see you in the next one.